Guys, today we're going to talk about Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. We're going to talk about the accusation of bullying. I've made many videos in here on this channel to show you that it was actually fabricated by the royal family to smear her. And the funny thing is, there have been reports of royal members or members of the royal family abusing this staff, but it was never made into something bigger, right? Just because they wanted to protect the royals. And there was never an investigation. There were numerous accounts of Prince Charles abusing his staff. There's an example here in a clip video that I'm going to play here for you guys to watch. It's about 2 minutes. It's bits and bobs of clips that were put together explaining how the staff is being mistreated in Buckingham Palace. I am taking this from a Twitter account called Maya. Anyway, I'm going to let you watch this clip.
Charles is memo mad. With the Queen, instructions were verbally issued via the proper network. With Prince Charles, the big difference was that he went into this crazy system of memo writing, to the point where there's something that's dropped in the bin and you want it to be retrieved, ask the servant to pick it out of the bin. Prince Charles tended to write a letter saying, I think something's dropped in the bin, could you try and retrieve it for me?
Prince Charles also has a legendary temper, as his staff know to their cost. One of his later butlers was Ken Stronach, who sold stories to the press which revealed what his master was like to serve.
Charles and Ken Stronach were away for a weekend with friends, staying in a friend's house, and Charles was trying to put his own collar studs in, which he doesn't normally do for his formal shirts. And he dropped one of the studs, and it sort of bounced around the sink and went down the plug hole. Charles, in a fury, just ripped the sink from the wall, threw it to the floor, shattered it into thousand pieces, retrieved the stud, and Ken had to put it in. And then when Ken had put it in, Charles grabbed him by the throat. Well, they said, you do understand, Ken, I just have to let this out. Well, Ken was so terrified, he sort of backed out of the room, but he didn't know the geography of the room, so he backed into a cupboard and stayed there for 10 minutes before letting himself out.
Prince Charles expected his butler to keep visits to Camilla a secret from the princess.
Paul just turned around to him and said, well, are you expecting me to lie for you, Your Royal Highness? And Prince Charles said, well, yes. Yes, I am. And went into this histrionics about being the King of England, the future King of England, the Prince of Wales, and you will lie, stamping his feet, and then threw this book in Paul's direction.
And Prince Charles is one of the most demanding.
Charles it was a particular dish he likes to eat when he goes out hunting, which is softly boiled eggs and Scotch whisky, waiting for him when he comes back. But of course, they never know when he's coming back. So a good half an hour before he's due back, they start boiling up a batch of 20 eggs for 3 minutes exactly. And then if he hasn't arrived in those 3 minutes, they throw them away. Then they start another batch.
So it's an old clip recounting how Prince Charles, at the time, abused his staff. He was physically abusive because he was mad at something. Can you imagine that? He actually grabbed the guy by the throat. Can you imagine this? And they call it having a temper. They're calling it having a temper. But for Meghan, who sent an email at 5 o'clock in the morning and who might have been stern when talking to staff, it's full-blown bullying. Strangely enough, there was a big brouhaha about Meghan's behavior, but when you hear about Prince Andrew and Prince Charles' behavior, they always put it down to them having a temper, or they're always like that, they've been raised like that. But when is it going to be bullying then? We're talking about assaulting people, not talking about just talking badly to. We're talking about putting his hands on them. This is crazy. I'm just showing here the double standard. And they're saying, oh yes, the memo is not coming out because they want to help Meghan. Are you kidding? If this was negative against Meghan with substantiated arguments and proof of that, I can tell you that they would have released that a long time ago. It's just that there's nothing in that claim. Nothing at all. And I hope that they release it one day so Meghan can actually defend herself with what she has in her possession. That's what I wanted to say here. Let me know what you think. Hope you liked the video. Feel free to click on like if it's the case. Subscribe for more videos and click on the notification bell to be notified when I post a new video. Thank you.